First thing we did was we created an image, okay, image size, so for those of you watching, 1500 by 1500 pixels, 72. So create that first. Okay? And then we created a new layer and we added this oval shaped. You see the marching ants, okay? Now you see this little menu here. Excuse me. Then just press deselect to get rid of the marching ants. Now we're going to create another menu, another layer, new layer, please. Okay, here we go. And this time we're going to use a type tool. And again, just you may want to watch first. So when I click here, you'll automatically see lorem ipsum. And I'm going to type in tattoos. I hope I spelled tattoos right. Okay. And then I'm going to try to make it a little bit bigger so that it fits into, and move it in here. Okay, maybe a little bit bigger. And this time I can just use the handles there, okay? So tattoos is actually a very prestigious kind of way of identifying yourself. I mean, the tribes, the natives from all continents had tattoos, even in Africa. They had tattoos to kind of like identify which tribe they belonged to. And so it's not a bad thing. It wasn't until the United States, 1970s and 1980s, when we kind of looked at tattoos as a bunch of badasses or a bunch of lowlifes, you know, but we don't see that anymore. Now we see all forms of shapes of people who have it. I think the law is you have to be, what, 18, 19 to still do that? So, but at any rate, everybody has their meanings. So let me show you how to do this really quickly. So if I go to Edit and then Transform, okay, remember the Transform tools? Now I wanted Warp, okay, there it is right there. So Edit, Transform, Warp. Now here's a problem. Warp will not work with text, okay? So what I'm going to do now is take the text and doing a process called rasterize, rasterize, rasterize. What does that mean? Okay, there is a big difference, and I may ask you this later on, what is the difference between raster? Can anybody, I know I didn't teach you this yet, but anybody tell me what the opposite of raster is? Any graphics people in the true sense? Okay, so the opposite is vector. Vector is what graphics use. That's what Adobe Illustrator. We'll be visiting vector when we go into Illustrator in a few short weeks. However, right now the text is in vector. We have to rasterize it. So what is the difference between raster and vector? Like you ever see a dot you put a dot on a balloon and you blow it up? That dot gets pixelated and faded as the balloon gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Well, that's what raster is. It's not as clear cut. But a vector one is sort of like if you have that same dot, as soon as a balloon goes, the dot goes with it. It keeps the same clarity, overall much better. So what I'm going to do is right-click on this and look for the word rasterize. There it is right there. See, rasterize type. Close to the bottom, like the fourth one up. So I'm going to do that. All right. And now you notice that the T has disappeared. And this is now a graphic. So let's go to, just want to see what that is. Okay, so let's go to Edit, Transform, Warp. Edit, Transform, Warp. And now you'll see this little mesh right here, this little net. And watch what I can do. Now I can actually move the text way up there. See that? And kind of create a little effect. See that? Okay, there you have it. Maybe you want to move this up, maybe this across. Okay, try to fill up the whole thing. All right, so that is what Warp does. And you can do it for images too, but I just wanted to show you how to do this, okay? And then you just kind of, you can still add a drop shadow if you so choose. Layer style, okay. Layer style, drop shadow, and there you see, that looks pretty cool actually. What do you think, Ashley? Pretty cool?
Yeah.
Would you get a tattoo looking like this?
No.
No?
No.
Darn. I'm hurt. Okay. So, now let's do this, everybody. Let's go ahead and, I'm trying to think here. Well, let's go ahead and duplicate this. Go to layer 1, wherever your shape is, and duplicate it. And you'll see that you'll have a second one, but you won't be able to see it because you have to click on the move tool, right here, the move tool. Okay, and move it down. There we go. And go to the other side. Okay. Now, let's find a nice little design. Okay. You can choose a tattoo design, okay, if you like. Okay, you can choose, this is so bizarre. I'm going to choose this one. This one looks pretty cool. Although some of you, you know, just, I hope you guys don't mind me doing this. So here we go, okay. I'm going to have to shrink it a little bit, Command T, and place it right here, okay. So there we go. Now, I got to get rid of the white background. Can anybody tell me how to do that? Magic wand tool, okay? So make sure that I would start up at 40. You got to be careful though, okay? So with the magic wand tool, I'm going to click on the outside, delete, look at what I got. Okay. So now I got my skull. I'm going to deselect so I can get rid of the marching ants. And now I'm also going to warp it. So edit, transform, warp. And you notice the same thing. There we go. So stretch it. And you don't have to just use this design. If this design bothers you, go ahead and use something else. But as you can see, it looks a lot worse than it is. How about this one, Ashley? Would you use this one?
No, definitely not.
Okay. I didn't think so. But I had to ask. Evelyn, you would, wouldn't you? Okay. All right. So that's what I'm just saying, that you can do all this. All right. So you can come up with different kind of designs and different kinds of really good stuff here. All right. Let's work on someone's tattoo. I'm just going to use an arm. Okay. I'm just going to use, and by the way, okay, so for this demo, I don't have the Google Slides. You're just going to upload this, any design. So what I'd like you to do, just for extra credit, go ahead and take a screenshot of this whole thing, including the workspace, and put it up into this U11 L1 demo. But you're going to add a couple more files to it. Okay, so go ahead and do that right now. It's now 8:52. I'll give you till 8:55. Okay, so go ahead and do that. All right, so unfortunately FreePix is not available. I think that's kind of crappy. But I'll make the request to have it whitelisted. So it's just weird because I'm allowed to go on it. Okay, well, that's just part. If you still have Wi-Fi available and you have your own hotspot, feel free to use that. Okay, you can use your own, because I got my hotspot right here. And so you can go ahead and use that if you like, if you really want to see pre-pics, but I don't know, it's not necessary. You can just go to anything. All right, so I'm just going to bring in an arm. And let me go ahead and use this, let me go ahead and use this arm, open with, notice it's not letting me open, Okay. Okay. So I open up the arm, okay, and again, you can increase the size. It's 600 by 600, but so I went up to 1200. And then you click on the magnifying tool and you can make it even bigger, okay? All right. Excuse me. So let's go here, and I'm going to choose this flower. Okay, right click, copy image. Okay, let's see if I can actually go back into Photoshop, and I'm going to paste it there. Now notice how it's so big, so I have to go to image. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to go to edit, transform, and remember scale. Okay, so I have to click on scale, and there's my handle, so I'll make it smaller, and smaller, okay, and smaller. There we go. So I'm going to put it right there. Okay, I'm going to click on the magnifying tool and click there. All right. Now, here's the thing. I would lower the opacity at this time. Okay, I would lower the opacity at this time because nobody has a tattoo like that. Okay, you can lower it because tattoos fade over time. All right, and this is really how it should look like right here. All right, but here's the thing. The arm has a lot of contours and a lot of shape. If you look at your own arm, you don't have like a perfect cylinder. You don't have, I mean, there's bumps and things like that. I mean, you got veins sticking out. You've got, that's why we go to masseuses, because there are knots, okay? All day long, we're working our bodies, we're walking. You guys are walking from here to the East Campus and back again, and then, doing this and that and all that stuff. Some of you guys are athletes, so you put your body to the test every day. So there's knots. So underneath the arms, there could be some knots. So you gotta watch out. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go to edit and transform and warp. And again, you kind of have to know the human body as an artist, as a photographer. So I'm just gonna kind of just kind of make it make sense, okay? So if I want this thing stretched out all the way across, so you see right here, what makes sense to you? And by the way, you can also stretch inside, the vertices inside. See that right there? So it's got to go along with the shape of the arm. It's not going to be just one solid stamp. Okay, so now here we go. I'm going to like that right there. So again, you just kind of want to use the warp tool. Okay, there we have it. And that kind of makes sense. So I went from this to this. Now, which one makes more sense, okay? So let's see what I kind of need you to do. You don't have to, well, here's the thing, okay? So create your own artwork using the warp tool. Doesn't matter what, okay? You can also create a tattoo, okay, using any body that you find. Okay, if you want to put a tattoo on LeBron's head, feel free. If you want to go ahead and take a picture of your own arm, that's going to be bonus points. So you can get up to 110 points for this project, for this thing. Okay, so, damn, Terry, you're really... All right, so go ahead and do that for the rest of the period. Try to turn this in. This is a demo work. And pretty much that's all I have to. Does anybody need any help, you let me know. But this is the warp tool, okay? All right.